the Google, but
right.
All right, we are now live. Tanya, give me 1 second. Let me go to the screen and we'll get the chat going here. All right, 2 seconds here. There we go. All right, man, we already have people in chat. That's fantastic. Guys, I have a really cool guest on my YouTube channel. She is amazing. She's been supportive for a very long time on my channel. And I'm really humbled to have her on here on Wade's Ventures. And I'm going to let Tanya introduce herself. She is amazing. Go ahead, Tanya.
Oh, you're too kind. Hey, everybody. My name is Tanya, also known as Thrifty Treasures here on YouTube and Instagram. I am a reseller, so I sell on places like eBay and Etsy and Amazon. And I have an antique booth, and I have recently started selling on Poshmark, and I love it.
Are you trying to get Poshmark ambassador? Like, are you spending hours at night sharing?
No, but really it doesn't take that much effort to share a couple items every day and, like some people's stuff. So I'm having a lot of fun with it.
What's your Poshmark store, by the way, so I can stalk you?
It's at Tana Sheets. So it's TANASHEETS.
Nice. I'm super excited to have you on because you have so many awesome things that you do. Let's say hello to a couple people in chat real quick and then we'll get started. We got the Reseller Killers. You guys are amazing. You do such really cool live shows. I binge watch you all the time while I'm listing. Really cool stuff. Stephanie, you're always been supportive. Appreciate that. Maggie, welcome in. We got Mr. Thrifts in here. Garage Flips, really good channel. I learned something from that guy. Really cool guy. So he taught, like, I can't remember, Tanya, you probably know, but when you have gaming sticks, if the stick is loose or non-loose, I forgot the name of it, but I'm going to put that on my listings if I ever sell one of those. What's going on, Mama? How's it going? Welcome in chat. We did a live show together, Tanya. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Yeah, I did catch a little bit of it. She is adorable.
She is really, really cool. So guys, welcome in. The reason for this is I've been bugging Tanya for a while to get on this channel, and I think it's only time now that she gets on, and I ask her some questions because you guys all know her. She has over 10,000 followers on YouTube. She's growing really, really rapidly, and amazing shows on her channel. But I wanted to ask her some questions for those folks that maybe watch this live or watched after the fact. Maybe they don't know. And I'll before we get started, I'll put her YouTube link in the description. I think it's already there. You guys should subscribe, but I'm sure you guys already are. So that being said, Tanya, I wanted to ask you a series of questions. They're super easy, but just to get to know you, even though I know, but maybe the audience doesn't. So I think you're full-time, but can you tell me a little bit about how long you've been on eBay and if you're full or part-time?
Sure. I have been on eBay for about 18 years now, and I really should be full-time, but being a mom, that's kind of hard to do because I am, I have a 15-year-old son and a 10-year-old daughter. So they keep me pretty busy. I'm always chauffeuring them around somewhere or they're needing help with something. So yeah, I stay pretty busy. So I would probably say part-time.
Part-time. And how long you been with eBay?
I signed up back in May of 2000.
Wow. Were they even doing PayPal back then?
I don't think so. I remember the days of us sending like postal money orders and personal checks, and some people would even send cash and coins in the mail too.
You have a really cool black backdrop, by the way. I always see this mounted. Is it a deer or something?
Oh,
really cool.
Well, I have a deer up there, and then I have another one over there.
You put glasses on it. That's hilarious. Yeah, that's really cool.
I love taxidermy.
Really, you should. There's a lot of cool people I follow, or one in particular does. That was selling some eyeballs. I forgot his name. Oh, gosh, taxidermy is amazing. I've always wanted to dabble a little bit in that, but I honestly I have my hands full with eBay and all these other platforms and YouTube.
That's right.
But, so you've been on eBay for a while, and you've got a couple kids there too, so part-time. That makes sense. I'm actually going full-time. I think we talked a little bit about the show, but in 3 or 4 days I'm going full-time, so it's going to be exciting. And
Definitely.
what state do you live in, Tanya? I'm curious.
I live in the great state of Texas.
Wow, there's a lot of good resellers in Texas.
Yes, Houston, Texas. So
Nice.
there-
And where do you like? I know that we were talking a little bit today, and you were garage selling, but where do you thrift in Texas? I'm sure there's a ton of stuff there. You get probably an amazing amount of boots there too, right?
oh yeah, I don't really sell a whole lot of boots, but I do come across them. I'm always wanting to keep them, especially if they're my size. But really, just like my favorite thing right now, because probably like a lot of resellers, we kind of go in and out of our favorite things to sell. So right now, I'm really into jewelry and the books. I'm kind of getting back into clothing a little bit more
Mhm.
now with the Poshmark happening. So, and I like to pick up a lot of one-offs too, especially if I don't see anything else like it available on eBay. I always like to ask for a high price. So,
We have Flippin' Mama said you are very positive, and honestly, you are
oh,
you
thanks,
are
Flicker Mama.
you are amazing. I always
Oh, thank
if
you.
you have a bad day, guys, just binge watch a few of her shows.
Oh, you're so sweet.
It will
Thank you.
definitely help you. So that's so how do you? I mean, I was watching some of your, and we'll get into this a little bit, but you're on Poshmark, eBay, you're on Etsy, and I'm assuming you do like a lot of your jewelry on Etsy.
Oh yeah.
But do you like? How are you cross posting, or how does that work? Like, what's a day in the life of Tanya when you thrift and then put it online?
Well, like my listing process, like
Yeah.
so I am totally cross posting on. So the first thing I do is I'll list it on eBay,
Mhm.
and then if it's vintage, I'll go and I'll list it on Etsy, and then I will put it on Poshmark too. So I've been putting all of my jewelry on Poshmark, the newer stuff and the vintage stuff too. And I recently just put out a video how I cross post all that. And it goes really fast because I've got all the windows open at the same time. I'm copying and pasting. So,
Nice. And do you so can you, and the reason I ask this is because you're a veteran. You've been doing this forever, and so longer than I have. And so how do you, so you find the items, you obviously take pictures of it and you upload it. What's your uploaded process? Because for me, I take a ton of pictures and then like 100 to 150 close, and then I'll kind of separate it and then upload it to my app, and then I'll go back to the computer to finish the listing. How does that work for you?
yeah, you're so professional. I try to work like in batches of 5 or 10, just whenever I can fit it in. So I'll snap like, 5 to 15 pictures of some items, and I'll just work with that little group for the time being and get all that listed. And then if I have time, maybe I'll start another batch.
Nice. That works out. And we have Deb said Bonafide's in Texas. I didn't know that. He's an amazing guy, and he is extremely fit.
Yeah,
I
I
gotta
love Chris.
yeah, he's amazing. Is there any, what other resellers are in Texas? Can you name off a few?
Yeah, definitely Chris Bonafide. I've met him in person several times. He's a great guy. And Deb Painting Pesos is in Texas. And my friend Una Luna Vintage Franklin, he is in Texas. He's in the chat. Um, I'm sure I'm forgetting some people. There's all kinds of fun people here in Texas. Paul Cantu, I've met him several times. He's a hoot. So,
Deb, didn't you buy a new house? Didn't she buy a new house? I could be wrong. I was watching one of her videos.
she did. You're right. She lives about 30 minutes or so outside of Austin now.
Huh.
So she's actually even closer, I think 30 minutes closer to me now or something like that. So
What's Deb's YouTube channel so everybody can know?
Deb is Painting Pesos here on YouTube.
Nice. You guys should definitely follow. I used to stalk her. I stalk her videos, and you guys do a show together, right? When's that show?
We do. It comes on Tuesdays at noon. It's called the Reseller Stew. So you guys come check us out.
The Reseller Stew. That is an amazing name for a channel. That's really cool. I'm always jealous because you guys do, and I think it's, what is it, the 6-pack or something? You guys have 8 or 9 of you guys, and it's like the Brady Bunch kind of.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's super awesome. You can meet so many awesome resellers, and so you guys do. It fits well with me because a lot of the shows sometimes are earlier in the day, so I can watch that, and it's really, really cool.
Hey, I have to bring up Thelma real quick. I forgot to say her.
Yes.
So you guys, if you love to sell jewelry and fashion and shoes and purses and clothes, you got to go follow Thelma Thrift here on YouTube. So she lives in Houston. We've met several times too. Thank you for the reminder, Lonnie. I get so nervous when I get on camera, so sometimes I don't always remember everything.
Nervous, and she's got 10,000 followers on YouTube, guys. That is amazing. So I think I watched a couple of her channels too, and you guys do a thing together. And she does jewelry, right? Does she do? I think she does jewelry, right?
She does, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. What's going on, reseller? I appreciate you popping in here. So, guys, I know it's super early. I'm used to going on at like 7 at night, but I appreciate everybody's joined, and I'm curious, Tanya. So I ask this question a lot during my interviews with resellers because, as you know, I run a show too, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. My show is dedicated towards inviting people that are not YouTube or Insta famous. And I like to, like, whether they have 1 follower or 10 followers or 100 followers, I like to invite them on and uncover amazing talent that, you know, people that have been reselling for a while on our platform. And I always ask this question. I think it really helps too. Like, how did you find out about reselling? Because what I mean by reselling is, I'm sure you've been doing it for a while, but how did you find out about eBay? Like, what was the day you found out that you can sell stuff on eBay?
Well, like most people starting out on eBay, I was buying some things and I had a little bit of extra time on my hands. So I just kind of started out, you know, kind of peddling some stuff around the house. And that was a lot of fun. And I really enjoyed it. And one thing led to another. So I actually started getting out and buying stuff too. But, you know, back then there really weren't Goodwills around. So really all I had to source from was like, you know, the garage sales and the mom and pop thrift stores and places like that.
That makes sense. So it's funny because do you tell people, friends and family outside of the social media, you know, circle that you sell on eBay? What's their response? Like, and I make the statement all the time because people don't realize, like, at least it's starting to get better, I think, but people don't realize like eBay is still around.
Right. Well, I guess a lot of times they want you to sell stuff for them.
Oh, really? Oh.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That and let me think, what else? I don't know. I guess people really are kind of interested if you tell them something like that. I have gotten some questions about that.
Do you try to help out like your extended family? Have you ever like tried to teach anybody how to sell on eBay?
Yeah, I taught my grandma.
Wow.
So, yeah, I just did a video with her. We hung out on Monday, and she is quite the little hustler. So she has over, I think she said 1,500 feedback on eBay. So, and I taught her how, and she loves it. And she's like 81.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
She has got more feedback than I do.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And like, what is your grandma like thrifting? I think that's amazing. You're the first guest that has told me your grandma thrifts. So I'm really interested in this. Like, what does she thrift? Clothes?
She loves it. Well, initially when she first started doing it, she was doing a lot of the clothes, and my grandpa had made her this really cool board where she could just spin it, and like it was a white background, and then she'd turn it and it'd be like a black background. So she was really into the clothes and the shoes. But I think this time around, and then she kind of took a break from it. So she's just now getting back into it again. And I think she wants to stick more with the smalls this time, because I think, as you know, as a reseller, sometimes, you know, too much sourcing and not enough listing, it can start to be overwhelming and take over your house. So,
oh yeah, believe me.
I think we all can relate to that.
Yes, believe me. I'm curious to see how the reseller killers handle it, because I know they're getting a ton of inventory. They must have one massive garage.
Well, they actually keep it in their house too. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Really humbling people. I
Awesome.
I don't know how I found the reseller killers. I think I was just randomly, and that's the beautiful thing, guys. I love to go on YouTube and just randomly type in, you know, eBay, and then eBay haul video or eBay new seller. I like to discover new people like that. I think it's so amazing to me that, you know, we have so much access when it comes to YouTube to find cool people.
And I think it's amazing that you do that. So thank you for that.
Yeah, it's really cool. All right, so we know you're full-time, part-time. You know, we know that scenario. We know what state you live in, which is amazing. I think that everything is bigger in Texas, so I'm sure there's a ton of awesome resellers that haven't been mentioned in Texas, but really cool area. so how has eBay or selling online changed your life? Like, I'm curious. I know this is a deep question, but like for me, I worked a I work a full-time corporate job. And, I say this every time. I thought that I was going to retire there. I've been there 9 years. And then I started selling on eBay and other platforms like Poshmark and starting to get a tad bit more success. And now that's all I want to do. That's all I think about. So how's it changed your life?
Well, for starters, it allows me to feed my addiction of shopping.
That is like the number one answer I get. That's
right.
hilarious.
And it also allows me to help out around the house. I'm fortunate that, my husband works and has a full-time job. So his job pays for almost everything. But, with my little money, we can, sometimes I buy groceries or if we go out to eat, or, my son attends a lot of camps through the church. So I help out with stuff like that.
It gives you like way more free time. That's what I'm looking for.
Yes, you're right. It does, definitely. And I can do things on my schedule, right? And I'm not answering to somebody or being trapped behind some walls. I mean, that would just drive me nuts if I was confined to walls and for 8 hours a day. I
can imagine. You're a really colorful person. And I'm in a cubicle now too, so I can't wait to. I honestly, guys, literally when I get full time, I'm gonna make my room as cool as Tanya's and just put random stuff everywhere and make it really decorative. I like it. So we have my answer. We have the answer about the reseller killers here. They have a 25 by 10, which is a storage unit. It sounds like 3-car garage, which I have a 2-car garage, so I'm a little jealous. That's a lot of room, and 95% of the house.
Wow, that's a lot of room.
Yeah, that's a lot of inventory. That is a lot of inventory. I would love to go shopping at your house. It's funny, Tanya. Do you do the same thing when you walk in like your own house and other people's houses? You don't mean to, but your eyes kind of scan the room for stuff that you can sell.
Always. It's just built in.
It's funny. And do you find that like since you've started reselling back in 2000? For me, like I made a ton of money at my corporate job for a while, and I would spend. Like I had budgeting and like buying stuff on sale wasn't in my mindset. And then now that I've done reselling, even making still decent money at the corporate job, like I realize now like the value of $1, like saving a little bit of money. I use coupons now.
Right.
So what about you? Are you pretty like savvy when it comes to thrifting?
I mean, I'll be very honest. I'm one of the type of people I can't use coupons. I just don't have the patience for it. But you know what? I do use that Walmart savings catcher app. So
nice.
I have one of those little bitty neighborhood Walmarts right down the road from my house. And so I'm in there almost every single day. So I scan my receipt and, I make money that way. So always a good thing.
Can you let everybody know what that is? Is it an app? Because I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's called the Walmart Savings Catcher app. I think I have a couple of videos on it on my channel, but
go watch your
really
videos.
Cool. Yeah, you just scan the bottom of your receipt, and if they find a cheaper price, they're going to pay you the difference. So, and it adds up really fast.
Wow, I didn't know about that. And I shop at Walmart all the time. All right, so we have some questions, and guys, as you guys all know Tanya, like she's amazing, got a ton of videos out there. But if you don't know, this is an amazing opportunity to get to meet Tanya. So if you have questions, put in the chat. So we do have one question for Kevin. It says just started part-time a month ago, which is awesome. The keyword just start. So that's really cool. How many listings do you average per day? I'm having a hard time getting many up since I work full time.
Oh gosh, I bet. You know what? I wouldn't stress about that. I mean, sometimes I tell people, even if it's just one item a day, at least you're getting some inventory up, and in 30 days, you'll have 30 items listed. So, I mean, just list that one item, and then if you have time, do another one. But I wouldn't, stress yourself out about it, especially if you're listing across several different platforms.
Yep. That is amazing because it's consistency is the key. Even if it's one item, I think that's cool.
Yes.
I can tell you what helped me. And when I say this, Tanya, this was before, we have one little baby and one on the way, but time is different now. But one thing that helped me was so I cut out most of my TV. Like I was watching TV shows and I actually cut out TV entirely. And I know that sounds really like basic, but once I cut out TV, I found that I had a lot more time. And then the second thing is only do things, unless it's family oriented, only do things that pay you like first. So for example, like I would lollygag around the warehouse garage area, but then I realized, look, listing is what pays me. So then I kind of like started making that my priority, and then, you know, working towards other stuff like towards the tail end of the day that didn't necessarily pay me.
Yeah, that's really smart. I like that a lot.
Yes. All right. So we have let's see. Any other questions before I go on to the next? I'm trying to make it hard for Tanya. And those of you who don't know, I should have sent her these questions last night so she could be prepared, and I forgot. So she is being put on the spot right now, which is the best part.
Right. No worries at all.
We have David from
Hey David, I was just about to type you.
Nice. Ireland, huh? What time is it there in Ireland? I should know this. Just subbed. Appreciate it, buddy. Okay. We have one for reseller. I'll let you read off that question, Tanya.
Which one is it?
That's the first, or the latest.
The last one?
Yep.
Okay. Should you start up the store if you don't have one yet at the beginning of the month or at the end of the current billing cycle? Start up a store? I'm not following. Like, what do you mean?
So let's see. I'm assuming that's a good question. I don't know, actually. Reseller, let me know. Maybe a little more in depth there. I can tell you that I don't know if eBay does this. If you have a smaller store and you decide to migrate to another store, if they prorate you, maybe that's the question. I have an anchor store, and I won't go any other way. I just feel like an anchor store for me works because I get my own dedicated care line I can call. And yeah. And so you guys have heard the Vero list, right? And that's basically if you do like onesie keywords, or if you do what's some more Vero words? Onesie is one of them. There also is Velcro is one of them. Well, you can be part of a program through the anchor store that instead of like suspends your account, they actually give you a warning 100% of the time, and that's being part of the anchor only store. So I forgot the program name. I'll have to get that, but basically if you have an anchor store, you can opt into that program. It's free. And if you have a Vero word in your listing, they'll give you an opportunity to change it without suspending you.
That's nice. Definitely.
So, yeah. All right. So Tanya asked this question, and I know I'm going to get something good here because you're on social media. You're on social media. And Tanya, before we get on this question, where can they find you on Instagram? We'll go over this at the very end of the video, but you have an amazing Instagram account too.
Oh, thanks. Thrifty Treasures is who I am on Instagram.
You guys, Thrifty, and she has, if she ever messaged you through Instagram, she has, I think I'm looking right now, a bunch of different like unicorns. You'll know when you see Tanya's Instagram. It's funny. But okay, so I'm sure when you started eBay back in the day, you weren't as big on social media. Like, so how has I asked how eBay and reselling in general has changed your life, but like, how has social media made it easier for you to resell?
Honestly, I've just enjoyed all the people that I've met, and the community is amazing, and the support and the love. And it just makes it so much easier to know that, you know, you're not the only one, because a lot of times as a reseller, you find yourself, you're at home, you're working alone. And sometimes you might want to go get in a working hangout with some other resellers. I would say definitely just the community has been a big impact on me for sure.
You're going to meet so many awesome people. This is Tanya. Do you have any Facebook groups? What kind of Facebook groups do you follow?
Thanks, Steve and Steph. So you guys, you got to come and join my jewelry group. It's called Thrifty Jewelry Treasures on Facebook. I know that Wade is not on Facebook a lot. A lot of us old geezers are over there.
When you sent me that text, I
Uh-huh.
was laughing so hard. I was like, you know what? Maybe I've got 2 kids, and like maybe I'm getting to that point where I need to. But anyways, go ahead.
Come on over and join us on Facebook, Wade.
I will definitely join. And it was funny because guys, when you go live, those of you who don't know, I send Tanya a link, right? And then we typically would chat before that. Well, I sent her a link, and she's like, I normally get this to the Facebook group, which seems like, a lot easier. And so we didn't have any time to chat before because we were trying to get this link sent out. But I will definitely join the Facebook group. So that way, if I ever join any of your guys' live shows, I can use that link.
That would be awesome. I do have another one. We just started up Poshmark since we did the show the other night. We just started that group. It's called Poshmark Talk. I have one for my antique booth. It's called Antique Booth Talk. Let's see, what else? I have one that's called All Things Tacos because I'm a taco freak.
Oh, yes. We did have a question. What's your thoughts on tacos?
Yeah, they're just messing with me. They know I love tacos.
I'm a taco connoisseur, but I feel like you may be, and you're in Texas, so that's a good place kind of to be, into that.
Yeah, definitely. We have some good tacos here.
What's your favorite taco before we get on another topic? Because I think we need to cover at least that. People always ask.
Well, I definitely love Torchy's tacos. I think that they're amazing. I love the Baja shrimp taco. It's really good. It's my favorite.
Nice. And guys, I'm telling you right now, you school me. If you ask me questions on Tanya, I'll know most of them. Because I did see that she does do a channel. I don't know if you do any more, Tanya, but it's about doing booths in different antique buildings and stores. Do you still do that? And what time is it?
Like our antique talk show. Yeah, we just did one yesterday. That's with Jen, the Pudgy Picker, here on YouTube, and Tammy. She's Tam's Place here on YouTube. And so all three of us, we own antique booths, or we run them or whatnot. And we get together once a month. It's usually the first Wednesday of every month. And the show is rotating, so we take turns hosting. And it's a lot of fun. I learned so much from those ladies, and I have the best time hanging out with them.
Nice. And we have a question for you here. And I think you probably have shipped quite a few of these, maybe. I know I haven't, only one. But how do you pack perfume bottles?
Oh, gosh. You would ask me that. I know that there are rules that you're supposed to go about doing, like you have to go and get a special sticker or something. Like if you were going to ship a perfume bottle, I would definitely check first with the postal clerk before you just throw that in the mail, because I'm pretty sure you have to have like some stickers, special stickers on it and stuff like that. It's been a while since I've sold perfume. When
you guys walk into the USPS on the right-hand side, typically of ours, it shows perfume as one of them, lighters, stuff like that. So, but I would be lying if I didn't say I just packed it and sent it off myself.
Okay, me too.
I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. I never done that. I'm just trying to catch Tanya.
Like I put so much stuff in there, like you can't even hear anything moving around anymore.
Yes. Oh man, I'm really curious about your jewelry, because I watch. How do you must have a lot of patience, because I would have no patience getting a massive jewelry jar with a massive amount of jewelry that's all tangled up, like takes hours to untangle. Like I can't do that. Like what's your, just got to sell, guys.
Woo-hoo.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes. So how do you have the patience to do jewelry?
Listen, let me tell you, it is very time consuming to go through a jewelry jar. Sometimes I literally have to set a timer, on the stove, because if I'm not careful and don't watch the clock, I could sit there for an hour or two easily just going through everything. And I lose myself in it because I do enjoy it. So time just goes by so fast.
And do you have you ever done any shows or videos on new jewelry buyers / beginners?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like I just recently did a video on what is a jewelry jar, some of the good tools that you should have with you whenever you're out thrifting the jewelry and things like that.
How does that work for you? Like, because I know that this morning you were kind of bummed out you didn't get a jewelry jar, but how does that work out for you? So when you walk up to a garage sale, because I'll be honest with you, I see jewelry and I just walk away. Like I don't even do that.
You are
So
leaving money, you're leaving profits behind.
yeah. So tell us the process. Like you go up there, do you kind of like look in the jar a little bit, or how does that work?
Well, like normally when you go to a garage sale, it'd be like a big box or a basket or a tray, and people have individually priced their jewelry in little baggies. And if you walk up and you see a couple good pieces, you feel like you can make some decent money on. I always just go ahead and ask right then and there, how much would you take for everything? And let them throw out the first number, and then you can just kind of negotiate back and forth from there. But I definitely like to go ahead and just grab the whole box, which is what happened to me this morning. So I'm walking up to the garage sale and I could hear this guy, how much for the whole box? And I'm thinking, gosh, I hope he's not talking about jewelry. And sure enough, there's a big old priority mail box of baggies of jewelry and excuse me, but yeah, he got it. What do you do?
It's you go up there and you like give him the football nudge or something,
I know, that's so funny. My husband was like, well, Tanya, why didn't you go over there and offer more money? And I was like, I wasn't going to do that. That would be so rude.
I I could not see you doing that actually.
No.
You're too kind. You're too kind. I bet the reseller killers would have went up there and double teamed him.
Right.
especially his wife. She's amazing too.
Yeah.
So how does your I know we're backtracking here, I'll be quick, but how does your like your husband supports you for, he supports your reselling quite a bit, right? I mean, you've been doing it for a while.
Supports or puts up with? No, I'm just kidding.
Ooh, if you're like somebody that has 95% of the house full of inventory.
Right.
No.
He is so supportive. He really is. I love him to death. He thinks it's pretty neat how I can go buy stuff for pretty cheap and flip it for a big profit. So he is very supportive. He would not like for my eBay room to be busting at the seams and overflowing into the rest of the house, but he deals with it and he's pretty amazing.
Do you have one of those light box cubes, or is yours just like a white background on a table open? Because I've seen the pictures you take with your jewelry and they're pretty crisp. Like, do you have like one of those Amazon Studio light boxes?
I'm not even going to lie. I looked into that for a long time. I looked into that and they were running upwards of $250, really expensive. And I just was not going to spend that kind of money. So I tried making my own, and I'll be very honest, none of that stuff works for me. So what I do is I get the brightest printer paper I can find. And of course I use that for all of my stuff that I print, but I also just lay out a piece of that on the washer in my laundry room, and there's fluorescent lights. And that's what I use. That's how I take my pictures. So, and sometimes I take pictures on a black velvet background too. I feel like jewelry looks really good on a black velvet background too.
I think that's really cool because it shows that you don't necessarily need all these amazing, expensive, different things to take really good photos. You guys should look.
Exactly.
Do you publicly do your eBay store? I don't know.
Yeah, I am Couture Adore.
That's an awesome name. Do you want to put that in chat so people can shop your eBay store? That's really cool.
I love fashion and everything to do with it, and that's been my name on eBay for a long time now.
It is amazing that you have. So do you ever have does your grandma live pretty close?
Oh yeah, she lives real close, maybe 20, 30 minutes away.
Do you guys ever just you did the hangout, but do you ever go to her house and help her take photos or vice versa?
In the beginning, when she first started on eBay, definitely we would sit down and list things together, just kind of get her started. And she might have some questions. And so I would definitely go down there and help her and hang out for the day and help her.
That's a cool bonding experience. Okay. So I've got a couple more questions, guys. And then what we do in these interviews is towards the end of the video, we do a haul video. And Tanya got a few things that she's going to show us that she's thrifted. Don't worry, Tanya. I have 3 dogs.
Okay.
Don't even worry. Real quick, what kind of dogs do you have? And I'll tell you what my dogs are.
Okay. Well, mine are yappy little Chihuahuas. I have a long-haired Chihuahua and a short-haired one, Skippy and Coco.
Skippy
what about
Coco.
you?
I have a husky.
Oh my
And
gosh, I love huskies. I'd love to have
yes,
one. They're
yeah.
beautiful dogs.
I was looking for a roller because that's what I gotta do before I list. I had to roll myself first, and then I do the clothes, so that way I don't have to get because the little white hairs. I mean, or actually long white hairs. And then we have a
Yeah.
God, isn't he a? I've adopted 2 dogs too, and I'm trying to think of the. Okay, so one is a is he a Rottweiler? He's a Rottweiler mix. I'm trying to think of his other half. And then we have a little yappy dog named Jack. And he's the other 2 are big babies. They welcome people in to steal stuff, but the other one is it's the smallest ones you gotta look after, you know?
Exactly. He probably runs the roost, right?
Yes. Yes. All right. So Tanya, you've been doing this for a while. Give us any tips, tricks, or hacks, and this could be reselling, like, you know, shipping techniques, or give us something that you think it would help people with. It could be jewelry related, clothing related, anything like that.
Okay, I'll give you 2. So one of the things that I use whenever I forget my loop at home, if you have an iPhone, you can use a magnifying glass feature. If you just like double tap it 3 times, and then you'll see this will come on, and you can slide this and make it bigger or smaller. And that helps you, and not just for jewelry, for anything. If you're looking at a piece of pottery and you can't make out the name, it's good to have that to be able to zoom in with. And another thing I like to do is when I'm actually in the resale shops and I'm looking stuff up, if I find something similar to what I want to sell, I'll go ahead and create the draft right then and there. That way, once I get back and enter the price, that's key, right? Because you've already looked at it, you already know, because it's not going to do that unless you put it in. So definitely go ahead and start the draft right there. That way you don't have to do double research when you come back home.
That's a great tip. And I was curious too, because I haven't actually asked anybody this, but being a jewelry reseller, how do you inventory your items? Like where do they go? Do you have just like a little, you know, rack that you get from like IKEA or something, plastic bins, or how do you inventory that?
Yeah, so I have probably about, I don't know, 4 to 6 different bins, and you know, they're all labeled like necklaces, brooches, earrings, bracelets, and everything is just kept in individual little baggies. And I've actually started a new little process. I was going to make a little video about it here soon. But what I've started doing so that I don't have to keep, you know, like write weird stuff in my listings is inside the actual baggie. I'm sitting here desperately looking for one.
Oh.
Inside the baggie, I'll just cut a little piece of paper and I'll write on there like eBay, Etsy, and Poshmark. That way I know when that item sells, I know exactly where to go and look where that item is listed and pull it down.
You know,
so,
I've been talking with a lot of people lately, and they're, you know, I've been actually cross posting now. I started late from eBay to Poshmark, right? So tell me, like, have you run across where you cross posted something on one of the platforms or multiple of the platforms that's sold? How do you deal with that? Like, because I know that people are worried if they cross post on from eBay to Poshmark and it sells, you know, what do you do?
I mean, I'm telling you straight up, the chances of that happening are really slim to none. I mean, unless you have some kind of a celebrity listing and then that celebrity passes away and everybody's panicking to buy up their stuff. I mean, it's not going to happen, especially if you have the apps installed on your phone. So I have the Poshmark app, I have the eBay app, and the Etsy app. So if something sells on one of the platforms, I just go to the other 2, look at my inventory and bring them down. Even if I'm not at home, it's super easy and quick to do. And I do it.
And do you, does your sons help out with your eBay selling?
He wants to, like, he sees all the money and he wants a debit card. And I'm like, son, you don't just get a debit card and it's like loaded with money. You have to work, you know, and he's all into Supreme right now. He's 15. And
that's
so he
expensive.
keeps telling me every Thursday morning they drop all this new Supreme stuff, right? Well, he wants to buy it up. And then I guess he wants to, you know, they're reselling it on places like eBay. He has a friend who does it and he has a debit card. And I'm thinking, you know, I'm sure it's his parents' debit card. He's not even probably old enough to have one yet.
Mm-hmm.
But
we have a question. I'm loving the questions too, guys, because I feel like I just can sit back and do nothing and have Tanya run this whole live show, which is really refreshing. Let's see. So we have a question. Do you put your jewelry in jewelry boxes when mailing them?
It depends on what it is. If it's something that has, beads on it, like I wouldn't ship something like this in a package. I would put that in a box because I want to protect the beads and whatnot. Something like this, I would definitely put this in a box. If it was like a flat pendant, like metal type, I might put that in a mailer.
Do you feel like you're getting more money for an item on Poshmark or eBay? For example, I feel like Poshmark, and I'm new at it, but I feel like sometimes you can command more money on Poshmark. But am I wrong? Like, do you feel like you can get more money on Poshmark or eBay?
I think you can get more money anywhere but eBay. I really do. I mean, people on eBay are just coming in with this mentality that they're going to get a good deal and they can make these offers. And I just feel like I don't find that so much on Poshmark or Etsy. I feel like you can definitely make more money. I mean, not to say there's not money to be made on eBay, because there is, but maybe there's just not as many people over on Poshmark and Etsy yet.
Can you tell me, I know it probably varies for you. So do you do best offer on your items? Do you do free shipping? Like, how does that work for you?
Yeah, I'm a Gemini, I'll tell you straight up. So I go back and forth. So sometimes I'm all about the free shipping and sometimes I'm like, oh, no way. But a lot of times on my jewelry, I will offer it. But if I'm offering best offer, I try not to offer free shipping because I just don't know what the price is going to be. So it's just good to have a price on there for shipping if you're going to offer best offer.
Cool. So I have a few good questions, actually. One being, what kind of spreadsheet do you use to keep track of stuff? And then, I'm going to plug in my Mac here. And then next question is, do you use like Bookkeep or QuickBooks or GoDaddy?
Yeah, I am awful about keeping up with that stuff. My husband does the taxes, but I do use, oh gosh, I pay like $50 a year for it and I'm going to forget the name of it. I only import like every 3 months or so. It is a spreadsheet. What is it called? I'm going to forget the name of it, but it imports everything. Hang on, let me look it up real quick. I'll tell you.
While you're looking that up, guys, I use GoDaddy. Those of you who don't know, GoDaddy is pretty affordable, and the cool thing about it is it auto syncs everything per day. So it auto syncs your PayPal fees. It auto syncs your eBay fees, your eBay sales. You can also add checking and bank accounts to it, so it'll give you what your balances are per day, and you can see per month, per year. So it auto syncs every single thing, even your PayPal fees, which makes it nice. And then I have the app. So
that is nice. So the app is called Easy Auction Tracker, and it automatically pulls all of my eBay sales and keeps up with everything for me. So that's really nice. But I have a friend, Angie, and she was telling me that she's concerned that Poshmark is not syncing up with GoDaddy. So she really likes how eBay and Etsy will work, but not for Poshmark. So she's kind of hesitant about using it.
I think I've got one sale from Poshmark so far. I literally just started it. So tell
me the name of your closet so I can stalk you.
Oh, okay. Guess this. It's called Wade's Venture.
Okay.
All right. So Tanya, I've got a couple more questions and I'll be respectful of your time because I know that, in the beautiful state of Texas, you guys can thrift all the time, pretty much, except that you did have the big flood, right? Did that impact you at all?
It didn't, thank God. So we did not flood, but a lot of people around us did. It was terrible.
Yeah. And you don't think that you don't think that flooding would happen in like Texas or California,
right?
Because that was interesting. That's horrible for people.
Yes.
But I'm glad it didn't affect you personally. And so how, for you, a lot of people will thrift or go sourcing one day a week. How many days of sourcing do you do per week? Pretty much every day.
Yep. But you know what? I am pretty good. Like I like to go to my Goodwills in the area every day. I kind of take it easy on the weekend. I don't really go as much on the weekend. It's just too people-y. It's really crowded, and I usually don't even find anything, I guess because there's so many people there. But yeah.
And are you like, are you timid? I mean, when you go up to garage sales, or do you like try to bargain with them?
I wouldn't say I'm timid by any means. I mean, if I want something, I'm gonna either just straight up pay for it, or you know, or give them a poker eye, right? Like, I don't really want it, but what are you asking for? I might take it if the price is right.
And I'm assuming that one of the techniques you use is bundling to get better deals.
Oh, for sure. But you got to keep an eye on that bundle, honey, because people at garage sales, they are just gonna, and I'm telling you, like, even this morning, there was a lady like looking in this box of books, and I'm like, is this your box? Because I have gone to stick my hand somewhere and that people be like, oh no, that's my box, so you have to know some garage sale etiquette.
do you run across a lot of the same people garage selling in your area? Do you see a lot of the same people?
I really do, but I gotta tell you, I've never seen this jewelry guy before, though. I've never seen him at Goodwill or anywhere. This guy that got that box this morning, so I was eyeing him. I know what kind of car he drives now. So
next time, take a snapshot. We'll put it live and see if it goes viral. Do you the one question I overmissed, Tanya, and I think this is cool. If I saw a jewelry jar, I couldn't tell you if stuff was real or fake. Do you have something with you to show if it's real or fake, or do you just kind of go off of just, you kind of know what is and what isn't?
A little bit of all of that. So on my key ring, I have like one of those key rings that's a spiral thing, so you can just have it on your wrist easily. But I've got a little magnet on there, right? So if I'm at a garage sale and I'm going through the jewelry, it's really easy and inconspicuous for me to be testing to see if it sticks or not. If a piece of gold jewelry sticks to the magnet, it's not going to be real for sure. Just things like that.
I think that's a tip that's like overlooked. The fact that you have that on there and you can see if it sticks or not.
Definitely.
We have a question, and you're gonna have to answer this one. Is rhinestone? You're right. The question is, your rhinestone is the most popular selling, but like I think it's what rhinestone do you know like is really popular to sell right now?
What rhinestone? Oh, I think all rhinestones are great. I wouldn't say one is better than the other necessarily.
And do you sell any books by chance? Because I know that was a question too that I missed.
Yeah, I love the books. I've kind of gotten away from it, and my bank account is suffering because of that, because books are super duper profitable, you guys. Let me tell you. The thing about books for me is it's kind of time consuming to scan all that stuff. But, if you have an idea of what you're looking for, I try to only look for the newer items, but also the older items too can be valuable too. So I don't know. It's just time consuming. You just have to have an eye for it. Once you've been doing it for a few years, you'll definitely develop one.
Are you using an actual scanner or using your phone, like Camel or something?
I never bought into the whole scanner thing. I looked at it. I shopped around for a while, many years ago for that. But ultimately, I just used the app on my phone.
That's really good. All right. So I've got 2 more questions and we're going to do our haul video.
Okay.
And I think this is really cool. The reason I asked this question is I want to uncover, and I want the chat to know of so many. I mean, we mentioned a lot of resellers there in Texas, but can you give us, 5 or even more than that or less, whatever happens, resellers that you like following on YouTube?
Only in Texas?
Oh, no, it can be anywhere.
Oh, okay. Well, definitely Steve and Steph, Resell Killers. They're here in the chat. If you guys want to go subscribe to them, just hover over their name. Lonnie, Garage Flips.
Lonnie's he's a really good guy, and he does a lot of good stuff. I learn a lot from Lonnie.
Yeah, Lonnie's awesome. So definitely I know I'm a little bit too old for this, but I can't help it. Paul Cantu, I love him. He's so funny. Like you said earlier, I mean, if I'm having a bad day, if I go watch one of his videos, I mean, I get in such a good mood. He's just so funny.
Can you put him in chat, by the way, his last name, just so people...
Yeah, definitely. He's young, you guys, but he is hilarious.
Paul Cantoon, huh? I don't know if I've has he ever been on any of the live shows with you?
Oh no, but I was in one of his videos one time.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Paul Cantoon. You guys should definitely go subscribe to him.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your panel that you do. Like there's I'm trying to think. Give us like some of those people that are on your shows.
Okay, so let's see.
Parrot head picker.
Yeah, Andy. Andy's the parrot head picker. Jory, Good Used Goods on YouTube. You're really putting me on the spot. Chad, Golden Finger Picker. Ronnie Hart, Hearts Pickers here on YouTube. And Shane, Rise and Grind Picker. And Lauren is Hot Chic Thrift here on YouTube. Who else?
I love asking this because I think that, it's cool to ask people that are on YouTube already this, because they already know like a plethora of so many amazing YouTubers. And, I don't think there's one good area where you can go and just, find handles for a ton of people. And that's why I like this, because I know the people that are not watching this live will go back and subscribe to some of these people. And then they'll broaden, their YouTube. Because real quick, who was the first couple? Do you remember the name of like how you found a few YouTubers on YouTube before you got big?
I do, but first I have to also say Dwayne, Mothership Products, you guys. I can't forget Dwayne.
Dwayne, you need better internet, buddy.
And John, Cincinnati Picker. Oh gosh, I hope I haven't forgot anybody. Oh,
I'm trying to think. Oh, guys, there's a Poshmark party starting right now.
Oh, hey.
Does your fingers hurt, Tanya, when you're doing, or do you do it on the laptop?
The Poshmark, I'm telling you, if I'm following a bunch of people, I'm like, follow, and I have to stop and take a break. I'm like, okay, follow.
It's like a video game to me. Like I said this on one of the things, but you guys can go to the Poshmark and let's see. And you can go and like see your progress to like be an ambassador. And for me, it's like a video game. I'm like trying to like get there as quick as possible, you know? But, well, that being said, Tanya, let's go ahead and go on the haul video. I think that's what they're here for. That and your amazing voice and your talents and all the knowledge that you have. So go ahead and go through with a few items that you thrifted.
Okay. So this morning I missed out on that big box of jewelry, you guys. But I did pick up, I got this Coach diaper bag for only $2. So I was excited about that.
How much are you going to put that online for, do you think?
I don't know. I haven't decided. I might put it in my booth. I haven't done any research yet or anything. And then just this morning at the Goodwill, I picked up this crazy kiss ornament.
Huh. That will sell. I sold a kiss. They used to do limited bottles of wine, and the wine was still in there. Yeah, you couldn't drink it, but yeah.
I got this really nice little women's Seiko watch. That was like $2.99. I picked up some Michael Kors sunglasses.
Nice. I saw a lot there.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Oh, and check these out. So I'm thinking about swapping the frame, the lenses rather. What are these? This is the frame. These are called the lenses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but look at these. They remind me of ones my great grandma used to wear.
I was just going to say something, but I was like, maybe I should hold off.
No, they're totally vintage. I love them. So my friend told me people are totally buying these. Yeah. So
do you how does that work? I think this is a good question, even for me. Like, so I'm assuming you have the PayPal or like a business debit card, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So when you go garage selling, do you just take money out of that and then go garage selling, or how do you keep it separate?
Well, usually I get a check every month for my antique booth, and I'll just cash that, and that's what I'll use for my cash.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And how long do you have just one antique booth at one location, or do you do like multiple locations?
I only have one booth at one location.
Nice. Well, and by the way, I think this is all thrifted today, right?
Yes, all of that was thrifted today.
That is amazing. It's funny. I put on her spot. Like literally, I didn't send her this email, so she would have been prepared. But I was like, "Hey, do you have 4 things?" And then, boom, she's got 4 things she thrifted today, guys. That's what's so amazing. That's what's so cool. All right, so Tanya, I'm gonna ask this real quick. I know that you're involved in a lot. You mentioned a lot of YouTubers that you like following, and we know your channel. And so, what shows are you involved in? So the people in the audience and people that are watching this after, what shows are you involved in that they can watch live? And if you can remember the times of those shows, because I know you're in a lot.
Sure. So we do the Resellers 6-pack every Sunday, and that comes on at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Let's see. I do the Resellers Stew, and that comes on Tuesdays at noon on Peaching Peso's channel. And we do the Jewelry Detective Show. My friend Angie, she's Treasured Vintage here on YouTube. And we do that show every other Wednesday is what we're trying to do. So, and that comes on at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. My channel, but if you join our jewelry group, Thrifty Jewelry Treasures, we put the updates in there. Same thing for the Reseller 6-pack. We have a Facebook page. We always put where the show's going to be. And there, the stew, the Reseller Stew, we have a Facebook page for that too. Poshmark Talk, our new show that we're going to be doing that once a month. Next month, it's going to be on Lauren's channel. She's Hot Chic Thrift here on YouTube. So we haven't exactly worked out the days and times for that. We just know we're going to do it once a month. But we do have a Facebook page. It's called Poshmark Talk. And then the Antique Booth Talk. Did I already say that?
I'm not too sure. I honestly, like, how do you keep track of all this? Do you have a calendar?
I have a happy planner.
Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm shocked that I have Tanya on our channel right now because she is that popular.
Oh gosh, please.
No, that's amazing. You know what you should do is you should have a website, or maybe put in your about page on YouTube or something, like list all the different shows you have so people can stalk you or be lurkers,
I should do that. Like make a list for sure.
Yeah, that way people, or put it somewhere where they can kind of see where you're at. Guys, by the way, guys, I know that all you guys are subscribed to Tanya, but those of you who are not, please click that link, subscribe. She's got amazing videos. I mean, who can thrift with her? It's really cool that you have a grandma and that you can spend time and thrift with her.
Yeah, she's amazing.
And she's not shy on camera?
Well, she's like, well, what do you want me to say, Tanya? I'm like, just be yourself. It's okay.
Yeah. I bet she can really pick out vintage stuff too, right?
Yeah, she has a good eye, definitely.
It's keep it in the family. Does she know she knows you're on YouTube, and has she watched any of your videos?
Yeah, I think she has, but nobody really thinks anything about it except for my husband. I mean, my husband, he's proud of me and whatnot, but like my mom, my grandma, they just don't get it,
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I think it's really cool. What has, for me, YouTube has made me I think it was one of the shows, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was you who said, I've got a pretty good memory, that said, you thrift stuff and you feel bad when you don't put online to sell it.
Right.
But YouTube makes you a lot better person, right? In regards to reselling, I feel like I had to do better if I'm on YouTube.
You're told your audience, people watching you are your accountability partner. Lonnie said that the other night. And I was like, you know what? That's true. Because if I'm showing a whole bunch of hauls, but yet I'm not giving you any updates for what I'm selling that stuff for, what's the point? It's like, hey, I know how to buy good stuff, but can I sell it?
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Well, Tanya, it's been absolutely amazing. I really appreciate your time. The fact that you came on here and it was short notice. I was texting Tanya a couple days ago trying to get this show together, and then I forgot to send her the email, and I was like, crap, she probably forgot about it. And then so guys, do you have any parting words? Do you have any words of inspiration for the crowd here for 2018?
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you for having me on. I'm honored that you asked. Words of inspiration. Keep it positive. What you talk about comes about. What you think about comes about. Just try to keep it positive, and don't don't cry over spilled milk. Like, I lost out on that jewelry box this morning, but I found me a nice Coach bag. So just keep it positive and go in that direction, and everything else will fall into place from there.
Amazing. Well, guys, hit the like button so YouTube can throw this out in the YouTube world and more people can discover Tanya. And I appreciate everybody who joined. Really appreciate all the comments and the cool stuff. I think it's awesome, Tanya, that people that watch us after the live show can now read what people say in the comments.
It's amazing. I'm so excited. Like, I'm going to be wasting so much time now. Instead of listening to the playback, I'm going to have to be watching it because of the chat.
Mm-hmm. So those of you who are watching this right now, we're talking about you looking at the chat, and it's really, really cool stuff. So, all right, Tanya, and all right, guys, I appreciate everybody coming. Thank you so much. And it was fun.